Welcome to Sharp Mind, Dirty Hands podcast. I am your host, Shawn Sharp, owner of Sharp Detailing. On this podcast, we're going to be interviewing different business owners and entrepreneurs, whether it be detailing or other small businesses. We're going to be trying to get in the mindset of them and learn different tips and strategies to help you guys elevate your business. So if you guys want to learn some game-changing tips, follow along for all the episodes we have coming for you. All right, so on today's episode, we're going to kick it off with Mark right here with No Blimish Mobile Detailing. We're going to start it off. He's just going to tell you his little backstory and anything he wants to share with you guys.
All right, yeah. Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, it's an honor. And like Shawn said, I'm Mark from No Blemish Mobile Detailing. We've been doing our business here in the Lake Elsinore area for, we'll say a little bit around 3 years, maybe a little bit over.
Did you start by yourself?
Yeah, we started by ourselves.
Do you have your sons working with you?
At the time, no. Well, you know what? I'll take that back. That was actually how the idea got started because of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So they started off slowly.
Okay.
I kind of just got in there, started doing all the groundwork, business cards, things like that.
Did you start door to door or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did door to door, and then I kind of just parked in the shopping center parking lot, and as I see people come out the stores, I'll give them a business card, introduce myself.
Okay.
It's kind of how I went about it.
And if you were to pinpoint some struggles into growing this mobile detailing business and expanding it, what would be some of the struggles that you're going through?
I would think the biggest thing is finding the right clients. You know, the people that I would say are our target.
Yeah.
Definitely. Everybody, to us, everybody's important. Everybody matters. And I know, because we service everything from regular washes to food details and more. And I know, there's a variety of people out there that don't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we understand that not everybody's our client.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to regular washes, it's not always going to work out.
So some struggles that I would say that personally I've been through would be like how to find those clients, because obviously if we're going door to door, passing business cards out face to face, it puts off a certain image to the client. Like, it could be in my head. What do you think about that? Is door to door and passing out business cards face to face, do you think that brings down our image at all, or do you think we should go about it a different way, like website design, SEO, and things like that?
Well, I think, I'll be honest, like in starting, that's what I was used to, is the old school method. But as things progress, I started learning different methods as far as like social media, selling yourself on social media, like you said, building a website, Google business, things like that. I know we even started when we first, and I know I didn't mention that, you had asked me, we even started on Yelp, but it didn't work out for us.
No,
we didn't like Yelp. Yeah,
I've dumped a lot of money on Yelp.
Yeah, and I'm still getting calls from Yelp.
What about Google? Do you have anything on Google?
I have just the free Google business, but we haven't tried the I know you can pay for Google services. We haven't tried that, but I actually heard that's really good.
It works. You spend a lot of money at it, but that's business. You have to take risks that push things forward. Some of the risks I started taking was paying a SEO marketer to build my website. I still haven't seen traffic on it. I've seen it in the back end, numbers change, but statistic-wise, nothing money-wise. So, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are some things you learned earlier in your career that you wish somebody would have told you ahead of time?
I think it goes to having to learn that it's not always going to be what we think it is, and as far as business, because this is actually our second time starting a detailing business.
Yeah.
And this time around was different from our first time. Our first time, it was a blessing, because we started off in the back of a pickup truck, did the same thing, old school method, going out there, passing out business cards, things like that. And then we got flooded. So when we started again, years later, we thought it was going to be the same thing, but it took time for it to get there. So I kind of did it backwards.
So when you say you got flooded, what'd you get flooded with?
Work. So not
washes,
only, well, everything, washes, details. We picked up some good contracts at the time. You know, we were servicing Fontana at the time. I was living in Riverside, so we were servicing Fontana. Part of their police department, their school police department, we were servicing their vehicles. We were servicing another company in Riverside, 2 schools. So we were pretty much booked out, and then on our gaps we would fill in with just on calls.
So a lot of fleet work.
A lot of fleet work, things like that. Yeah.
So if you don't mind me asking, what were you charging around that? Was that when you first started?
Yeah, this was years ago. To be honest, I was charging $20 a car, $40 trucks, SUVs.
So I mean, generally that's around the number that most guys charge when they start off.
Yeah.
And then it slowly just increases over time as we learn what goes into a proper detail, keeping swirls off and presenting ourselves well. What are you charging for your standard wash as opposed to what you were charging before?
So now we're about $75 entry level, and that's still with our regular service.
And has any of the quality changes from when you're first started to now, price wise versus quality? Okay.
Yeah.
So your prices have raised.
They've raised, yeah.
Okay. And my question was, has your quality raised as well?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or is it just price that raised?
Yeah, no, quality too. So yeah, we're the quality is different, you know, and quality comes with experience and time. So quality has changed, and you know that's why we feel that it's right for the price adjustment.
Yeah. All right. So I have one more question. I see a lot of guys get in the industry with little to no experience. Now, when you started, did you have a lot of experience? Did you have a little experience? How did you start out? Because I'm going to share how I started out.
Yeah.
And then I just want to see where you started out.
I have a little bit of experience, but only car wash services, not when it came to detailing.
Yeah.
So I actually got my experience from learning how to work at a fast pace because I worked at a car wash.
Okay.
You know, but it was very limited that we were being taught details and things like that. But I picked those things up on my own. Outside the car wash. So, especially starting the business, you start learning how to do a lot of things. Yeah. You learn different methods, faster ways to do things. Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
So how I started is, you know, I was working for a car wash as well. I wasn't even working in the car wash side. I was working on lube side. Okay. And I seen what they were doing, the quality they were putting out, and what they were charging. And I was like, hey, I could do this same stuff and charge a better price than what they're charging. And this was a long time ago, like 13 years ago. Okay. So then I just jumped into it and started from there. I had a little bit of experience from there. And then as I went throughout the 13 years, I worked at different body shops, worked at different places, learned things from body men, just learned things as I moved forward. YouTube, I learned a lot of stuff. So yeah, I just picked up stuff as I went along. So if you could share one struggle with these viewers watching on how they can move their business forward, or any tips, what piece of advice would you give them to move their business forward? Even if it's something you're not doing right now, what tip can you share with them?
I think advertisement. Advertisement has a lot to do with the flow. You know, and that's one thing that I find myself sometimes lacking. Is the advertisement. Okay. You know, always putting yourself out there. You know, on all the avenues that we have that are available to improve. And then I really like quality. Yeah. You know, quality is a big one.
Yeah, all these detailers running around charging $30, $40, undercutting the market. I mean, they got to do their own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all priced differently, but I mean, you know, $25-$30, it's like you can't really run a business at $25-$30.
Yeah,
It's
they're killing it for the rest of us.
Right.
Yeah. So I get calls all the time, and people are asking, hey, you know, I need this kind of service. How much do you charge? So I give them my price, and they're like, oh, well, the last guy's, you know, this price. I'm like, I can't beat it.
That's why I moved over to trying to focus my business on quality detailing, restorations, boats, RVs, the before-after transformations. So I would say if you want to run a detailing business, try to push yourself apart from other business owners. Try to separate yourself, wet sanding, working on boats, RVs, coming up with the best transformations you can on these jobs. At least that's how I set myself apart. And then other ways, pushing SEO, working on website, and just trying to be as disciplined as possible. That's the tips I have. I do struggle with some of this stuff. I'm not perfect at any of it. As this podcast, this is another aspect of it. And just want to thank you for jumping on this podcast with me. I think that's all we have today. If you have any words, if you want to shout your business out, there's the camera right there.
Yeah, all right. Well, once again, I appreciate you guys having me. Once again, we're I'm Mark from No Blimish Mobile Detailing. I'm sure Shawn, he's pretty, you know, sharing when it comes to not being afraid to, you know, spread the word. So I'm sure he'll put our phone number here, but, you know, 951-758-1751. And thank you guys. Once again, Lake Elsinore, surrounding areas we service, and, you know, humbly, we'll travel anywhere in the Inland Empire, you know, if it's the right deal for us.
All right, with that being said, we have our last thing we're doing.
All right.
This represents the struggle in business. It can be hard. So that's what this wheel is about. So you're going to spin it.
Okay.
And then wherever it lands on, we have to complete whatever it says.
Okay. Sounds good.
So if you want to spin that wheel.
I see 20 push-ups. All right, we'll see how that goes. And it's 10 burpees.
10 burpees.
All right.
What do you think about that? You got that?
I can do that, yeah.
You got that?
However you do it, I'll follow the way you do it. I'm sure we probably do different burpees, but it should be pretty good.
All right, let's go. All right, I really hope you guys got some value from that. If you guys have any recommendations on the next business I should be interviewing, drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Till then, guys, keep your mind sharp and your hands dirty. We'll catch you next Monday.